The vibe session, you already know how we doing it, y'all. We feature the hottest, dopest independent artists from all over, y'all. And I'm excited we got another dope one on the show today. Cheezy Stone, welcome to the vibe session. What's going on with you?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm good, I'm good.
All right, all right. So tell us what city you repping today.
I'm coming out of Chicago, you know. Coming out of Chicago, Illinois, fresh out, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Shout out to
I'm
Shot
actually speaking live from Atlanta, though. Yeah,
Town
we
in
coming
the
live from Atlanta.
building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, it's lit. So listen, everybody kind of hears about Chi-Town. Chi-Town is kind of like my hometown, like it's like a notorious city. What was it like for you growing up in Chicago?
Well, it's basically, it's rough and sometimes, but it's just mainly just trying to stay out the way. You know what I mean? Just being yourself and trying to stay out the way and just trying not to get mixed up in the wrong crowds and everything. Me, I started out probably like at 12, 13, when I started getting into a lot of trouble and a lot of bull around and everything. So it was like I got sat down probably about when I was about 17, going in and out the Adihon. Always jail or nothing on my worst enemies, but it was just like it's easy to get caught up in everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once I got jammed, that place for me. So it was switching up the way you move, and you know what I mean, or switching up the way you move and the people you hanging around, or just this the place you're gonna be. So it was
Okay.
just mainly for me just to kind of clean my act up and just get around the right people, right positive vibes and everything, get the right people around me and just, you know what I'm saying, trying to stay out the way.
Okay. That's some free game right there because it be so much going on, right? And it's hard. I mean, even for all of us like to always do the right thing. You know what I mean? But you really use that
Mm-hmm.
kind of switch it up like many of us have and really focus on another path and learn from those mistakes. So that's really dope. You got into the music. So, tell us how you kind of transitioned and got into that whole thing.
I like, I love music, I love music, period. So it was just me mainly like, you know what I'm saying, my brother-in-law actually got me into, like, he was the first one to try to, like, write a rap for me. He the one that kind of introduced it to me when I was kind of young. And I used to always mess around with it, trying to, freestyling at the lunch tables and, just messing around. But I never took it serious until my cousin, my cousin Crisis, he was going hard on it, you know what I mean? And I seen it, I seen how hard he was going on. It was something that he loved and I love it as well. So, it was like cuz kind of wrapped me up under his wing and we started doing the music like that. And that's how I really kind of started taking the music serious. And then as time go, as time went on, years went by, you started seeing the spotlight coming to us. You know what I'm saying? Started seeing the light coming to us, Chicago, and you started seeing people around you that was close that starting to make a name for themselves and start getting us like, damn, this could really happen. We can do this. So that was really mainly how it came about as far as the music and everything. Like I said, like I love music myself anyway. So
Okay. Okay. Cool. So a lot of us watch The Shy, right? The show.
mhm.
Is that anything like real life or like how do you feel? A person being from Chicago, how do you feel about the show?
I mean, it's cool. I honestly only seen the first season, honestly, and it was good. It's pretty good. It give you a kind of lighter, somewhat a lighter vibe going Chicago. But in my opinion, by being on the, what I'm saying, like on the mainstream on network, they didn't really get like real raw and deep because like going with Hollywood and stuff like that. But overall, it was a pretty good show from what I seen. And like I said, I only seen the first season, so it's like I still got to catch up myself. So I done heard mixed opinions, mixed points of views on it. But just speaking of my experience on the first season, it was pretty good. it nailed everything. You know what I mean? Nailed everything on the coffin, in my opinion, at least majority of it. Like, cause that's exactly how I got in Chicago. Well, really everywhere, but it's like Chicago just, it's like they just don't, we just don't care. You know what I mean? Like you get it's just reckless. There ain't no structure really. You know what I mean? Like at least how it was back then from when I came up, when I was coming up. So.
Okay.
But
Okay. So they kind of got it on. That's good.
yeah. I say that was better than that Spike Lee joint he had tried to do. That Spike Lee joint he had tried to do. I say way better than that. You know what I mean?
Oh damn! He says, "Listen, Spike, you must have missed the mark on that one." I love Spike, but you know he might have missed the mark. Shout out to Spike Lee. Shout out to Spike Lee. Okay,
yes, sir,
all
yes,
right.
sir.
Vibes. So listen, did you hear about Donald Trump catching COVID? How you feel about that?
He done had it coming to him. He was the main one taking it as a joke. You know what I mean? Like he had it coming for him. As I say, he was one of the main ones when it first came out that, you know, wasn't taking it serious. He had a joke to say about everything. Something actually just the notification popped up on my phone from the news that was talking about he's supposed to be getting released from the hospital, and he made a comment talking about he feel better than he did 20 years ago. I'm like, man, and the man an idiot, man. He pure entertainment, man. It's crazy.
He is the
It's crazy
ultimate
how it is.
capper, ultimate troller.
Right.
Listen,
it's hilarious.
I know. We'll see how it all pans out. We'll see how it pans out. Okay, cool. So, who's some artists that you have been influenced by? Either you know people you grew up listening to, or somebody you might be listening to right now. Who's some artists you like?
I grew up listening to a lot of pretty much everything. I mean, not everything, everybody, but mainly like who I really started paying attention to early on was Joel Santana, Joel's and Lil Wayne. Them was the two. Like that's like who I say like I kind of got my style from was Joel's. I like the flow. I used to call it the form. Me and my homie Tyler, may he rest in peace. We used to always call it the formula. It was just the way like how he put his words together, and then he say the same word and terminize it in different, you know what I mean, making in different meanings. That's what I'm trying to say. He used the same words but used it in different ways. And I always used to like in the metaphor as far as Lil Wayne and everything. I always used to, that was just me. So that's how that was who I say influenced by. And just a lot, Master P for us, you know what I mean, the entrepreneurship, Jay-Z, you know, the Big 50. I was experiencing, like I looked at everybody. I got an ear for music, so it was like, that's what my influence is. I just take a piece from everybody and try to come up there and think, you know what I'm saying, put it in my own terms.
Okay, you named some dope ones. I mean, Lil Wayne, I mean, who could argue one of the greatest to ever do it? Always coming through with the crazy metaphors. So that's cool. Who's somebody you might want to collaborate with?
Pretty much. It's a lot of art. So right now, I'll say G Herbo, Lil Durk, and Dave East. Them like my top artists, like who, you know what I mean, who I be really, you know what I'm saying, who I'm really tuning in to as of right now. And Young Dolphin, Lil Key Glock. I got an ill community. I mess with a lot of people, so it's like, you know what I'm saying, I mess with everybody. So if I got you on my library, if I got you on my heavy rotation, don't most like the artist that I want to, you know what I'm saying, to like to collaborate with or whatnot.
Okay, all right, cool. So you got a record that we're gonna play in a little while. We actually been rocking this record up here on the Vibe Session for a little while now, but it's so relevant to what's going on, and I want to talk a little bit about that too. So tell us a little bit about your single that you have out right now.
Yeah, Mike Brown. That song, that just was it inspired me. That's like what everything that's going on for us the world right now. And I wrote that song some years back, probably about like in 2015. About 2015 I had did that song, and that was like when everything was first going on and happening. And then like it kind of died down a little bit, and then it just comes back up, the police brutality, the social injustice, everything. So, and me personally, that's my favorite song, and I think my that's my best song, just off the strength that I went different. I wasn't really mainly like on no trap scene or nothing like that, just the stuff that I'm accustomed to. I kind of tried to branch off and trying to put a light on, you know what I mean, on everything that was going on. I got lyrical, that's what I say. I kind of got lyrical on it. So, and it'll never, from now, it's like it'll never die down because it's steady happening. And that's why I chose it again, because, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and we can't let these lights, the light die down on these names and just, this is us, this is our culture. And we gotta let it be known, because they are treating us, you know what I'm saying? And it's been going on for years though. It's not just now. Granted that the technology and the time and era that we in, we got we got platforms and, technology that we can put it out on Front Street, but this is nothing that haven't been, and it's just time for it to stop. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, because we just as human and just as everybody else is. And so why should we be treated different because of the color of our skin? You know what I mean? It's crazy, but it's the world we live in.
It's the
We
world we
just
live
gotta, as I said, just
in.
try to keep our head above water, stay out the way, and just you know what I mean? Just keep working and
Yeah.
keep
Just
keep
keep
these
grinding for us and ours, right?
positive values,
So what mental state were
exactly.
you in? Like, cause Mike Brown's story resonated with so many people. What state of mind were you in when you sat down and wrote that record? Like, how was you feeling to literally sit down and do that?
I was I just wanted to put it, you know what I mean? I wanted to be different as far as like the music that I'm accustomed to writing myself. And it was really the beat though. It was really the beat. Like me as an artist, when I listen to when producers send me beats and stuff, I like to challenge myself, because I don't want everything sounding the same. So you know what I mean? I try to challenge myself. So it'll be beats that I probably don't have for a year or two. Just because I haven't made nothing to it yet don't mean that I'm not. I got it for a reason. But like I said, it was just me wanting to put out something different on my end. And the stuff that was going on at that time, I felt that was you know what I'm saying? It was relevant for me to do that. And it was just the way that it was coming to me as well. Because I did it was like stuff that was around me. You know what I mean? Stuff that's going on, just trying to put a shine of light on our culture, what's going on in the life of, you know what I'm saying, our life and our culture. So that's really how that came about, because you listen to it, they listened to it as three verses, and three verses I talked about three different things, and they was all, you know what I mean, they was all real events at that. You know what I mean? As far as like when I said something about the police officer shooting the guy for his license, you know what I'm saying, when he was reaching for his license, police officer unloads and everything. Like, it was stuff that was really going on, and it was just Mike Brown. That was just Trayvon as well. All black Trayvon. I came to fight now. You know what I mean? So it was just me just trying to shine a light on our culture, the stuff that's really going on, because all we hear is bad stuff around our culture, as far as the violence and everything that's going on in the neighborhood. That's all you hear is the bad stuff. But at the same time, it ain't always us. You know what I mean? It's not always us as individuals. And that's how they live, just because the color of our skin or the clothes, the type of clothes we wear. That don't make us, they don't make us no better than we are human. You know what I mean? So we should all be treated the same, but
exactly.
they don't.
So
They
you
definitely
gotta,
don't.
absolutely. So we gotta let the people hear that record. But before we do that, I want to get into what else you got coming up. We know you got the single going on. The year's almost coming to an end, thank God, right? Because
Yes.
2020 has been just crazy ridiculous. What are some things that you have planned for the rest of the year and going into the new year?
I got I'm thinking about CMC2. Got CMC2 in the making. I'm probably wrapping it up actually. I just haven't put an official date on it yet. You know what I mean? So, but it's definitely, I'm definitely gonna have that. That's definitely gonna come out way before the right before the the year end out. I just dropped the single, never had shit, and then we got the video that just came out net last week on my page, on my YouTube page. So it's like just basically just keep making music, and you know what I'm saying, applying pressure, keep making music and shooting these visuals and just building a brand and getting up out here, letting the people hear.
Okay, period, Pooh. That's how you got to do it.